question like, what do you drink? Last of the real, yeah, my kind be extinct. Bad little G used to drink from the sink. Whoa.
It's week 1 of the NFL, and coming up, it'll be no holds barred between NFC North rivals. It's the Oilers and the Packers. All that and more coming up next.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Today we kick off the new year with an NFC North matchup between the Houston Oilers taking on the Green Bay Packers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season. And these two squads, they're going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February, while the other, they could earn the #1 draft pick in April or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
The ball on the tee. We're set for football. And off we go from Lambeau. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by a familiar face. This is Houston's first-round pick, of course, back in 2017, Deshaun Watson. First play, Watson to the air. And incomplete to open things up. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Watson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. The first drive here, and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter, because that will draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers are getting involved as this game goes on.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's exactly what you're looking for, the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
Watson's throw caught by his receiver, Hill.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Watson on 3rd down, fighting through, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's 2nd and 7. Now Lance on the option right. No, bottled up. It's out. It's loose. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because the defense got it. They were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Smith going to move them around. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, Watson. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here's Watson. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. A lot of bodies there in the middle of the field, and that one intercepted.
Yeah, he's looking for his tight end running a drag route across the field, and normally you'd like him to work a little bit further outside. Here the throw is a little early, and it winds up in the hands of the defender.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And that one results in 35 yards.
It's got to feel good to hit on one of these in the first quarter of a brand new season. They're hoping this duo can really make some noise this year. And this is a great start. A big play here early in the ball game.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Read option, this is Gibbs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. We're scoreless after one. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Another run for Gibbs here. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Now Smith. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. From 21 yards away. And the Oilers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. This is the easiest throw you're going to get, and you're going to get the benefit of a touchdown on top of it. Make that throw.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown.
Jack Fox set to kick off.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
When he decided to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now it's Watson. He'll get this one complete to Atwell. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Watson now to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Houston's offense taking over again. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he's got this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 41. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Gibbs will try and pick it up. Fights off the defender. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Houston. Jahmyr Gibbs, 41 yards. And the Oilers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jack Fox set to kick off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. They'll find a man over the middle. 2-2 Atwell. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now Watson. Caught on the right side. Reed. And he's brought down. First down now, but that clock rolling. To the air yet again. Watson. Open man is Atwell. Complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Back to throw, Watson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yardage on 1st and 2nd down.
Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of a team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half.
This offense back to work now late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there on 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now, if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind, trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
68 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. This offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter. The second half starts with a run by Gibbs. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in Week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. They'll go again with Gibbs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense. Linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage with just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Smith. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Bryce Hull. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 33. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Watson off play action. Under pressure, they got him again. Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Back to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A tremendous return there, 39 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
And Smith here, an audible at the line. On second down, here's Gibbs. And a lane slowly materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We got a man shaken up.
While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this week one contest. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. Smith now to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Watson on first down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Final minute now of the third quarter. Inside give to Dickerson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 3rd down, it's Gainwell. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. It's a 13-yard pickup as the downs reset. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
I know when I was a kid, I always get real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Williams, a man in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
It's a gain of 8, but it brings up 4th down.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Now the Packers get set to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And a quick throw here that's complete. Fighting through, and he's got space. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. On 1st and 10, Watson. That's to his running back, Gainwell. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Gotta avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
They're down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Kirkpatrick, and now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Kirkpatrick Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. On first down, it's Watson. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Throwing on second and long. Watson under pressure, and they got to him again. Gonna need something special here on third and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Will Anderson. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. Desperation time. Watson on fourth down. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And that will set him up in excellent shape. First and goal at the 9-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Houston's offense taking over again. CD, this is the ideal situation in the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful, they've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can end this one on their own terms.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And it's a touchdown. Jamison Williams, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Oilers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead. So this looking more and more like it is going to be a successful kickoff to their campaign as they add on here.
And partner, you know NFL coaches, they're on the sideline thinking about all the little things that need correcting. But for the most part, they've got to be ecstatic with the way this season has started out.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests. But in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Reed. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. One last throw here for Watson. Got his man. It's Gainwell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for Houston, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again.